Hello, and you join us here with Louis Barnett, founder of Chocolate. Spell chocolate for us, Louis.
Chokolit.
Okay, so remember, he's not the founder of Chocolate, but Chocolate. How are you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Good stuff. What brings you here today then, Louis?
I was here to do a bit of a presentation, so just on that, how to build a chocolate empire. It was a bit of everything, talked about my history and how I got to where I am today,
Yeah.
And then talked about some of my business principles and did a nice bit of Q&A.
Ah,
But
awesome.
I only got roped into this a couple of weeks ago, so, there we are.
Roped in.
Roped
in, please. So, is it your first time at the show, at the Business Startup?
I wanted to come last year, but I think I was in the US or something like that.
Yeah.
But first time here.
Yeah, it's pretty. What are your initial
It
thoughts
is,
on
no,
it?
it's fantastic. I think there's a lot of people around. I had a really interesting audience, some young entrepreneurs, guys from export backgrounds, a couple from, bakery and goods and pastry chefs. So it was a really diverse audience, which is nice to see.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, and so for people that don't know, I'm sure they will because they read the magazine, but explain what chocolate actually is.
Okay. Well, I'll give you a really brief,
Yeah.
really captioned.
Yeah.
So my story started at the age of 11. I left school with dyslexia, dyspraxia, dyscalculia, short-term memory loss syndrome, and a type of ADHD. I made cakes for family and friends. That went to restaurants, delicatessens. Became waitress, youngest ever supplier at 13, Sainsbury's 14, Selfridges 15, Harrods 16. 2.5 years ago, started global export. We're now in 22 countries and talking to 27.
Oh, that was
there we go. Really quick.
A very good summary. And so you do a lot of your business now globally. You're not really based in the UK.
Absolutely, yeah.
Why is that? What was the choice of that? And why?
Well, actually, it was out of necessity. It was when Hotel Chocolate really started to come into the UK chocolate market.
Yeah.
So we had to make a decision of, how do we see our next sort of, 12 to 18 months progressing? And export was not a natural choice, but something that, at least from my experience, has grown very quickly for us.
Yeah.
Very good choice that we made to do that. I'm sure we'd be bankrupt right now. So.
Right, okay, well, you spoke to us about that last time. So since then, what are the new developments for chocolate?
Well, the new developments, we were talking about Mexico, I think, a little bit last time.
Yeah.
What's happened since then is we're actually now using Mexico as our springboard. We're just about to set up a production site over there to springboard up into the US and Canada and down into Latin America.
Right,
okay. Mexico is a really good zone in terms of both cultural development, but also from a marketing and PR point of view. Mexico is one of those connection points to the US, so it tends to filter throughout Latin America. And then we're looking to concentrate on the Americas for probably the next 12 months or so, but also in the back of my mind, I'm focusing on Asia as well and looking to do the same thing, production site possibly in Singapore.
Do you think that'll be harder in Asia? Because presumably you're in Mexico because you're close to the source.
The interesting thing is with Asia, for 400 years or so, Europe has been the world's leading consumer of chocolate. That's now actually going to switch to China and India in the next 2 years.
Really?
So it's an unprecedented change in the chocolate industry, never happened before. It's a very exciting time, but we want to concentrate and make sure we're there to ride the wave and to get ready to be able to produce over there. So I think historically, it might have been very difficult, but I think it's getting a lot easier now.
Right. Okay. So that's where you see. So that's where chocolate's going.
Yeah,
it's going
absolutely.
Will that influence? Because I know some of your flavours at the moment are kind of It seems to me influenced like Chile
definitely.
and South America.
Yeah.
Are we going to expect to see sort of new exotic Chinese flavours?
I'm sure. I've always wanted to do something with durian, which is a very exotic, stinky fruit. It's a delicacy over there, and I'd love to do something with durian and chocolate.
Have you tried it before?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm
a big fan.
I'm told it's really delicious, but the smell is awful.
It smells a combination between kind of rotting garbage and rotting flesh.
Yeah.
But it tastes like kind of slimy custard.
I'm not sure whether that either of those.
If you hold your nose, you get a real kind of custard taste.
I think I'm
a fan, but
yeah. And so there's a whole new scope.
Absolutely, no. There's going to be lots of more inspiration coming in, and also I'm working on my recipe book at the moment, which has got a lot of flavour from Asia.
Wow.
So
you got a chocolate recipe book, or is it just everything?
A bit of everything.
Really?
Kind of savoury food, sweet, chocolate drinks, but everything will have chocolate in somewhere.
Right,
so
great.
we've got.
So you're working on that now? Is that
absolutely?
Yeah. To be public? When does that come out? Is it near or is it?
I'm a bit of a pain because I'm a bit of a perfectionist.
Yeah.
So it takes me a good while to get things going, and every time I kind of think, I'd like this recipe, I come back after going to Mexico or somewhere else and go, actually, let's replace that recipe with that one. So I'm working on it at the moment. Obviously won't be published before the end of this year. I'm looking to probably self-publish as well. I've now partnered with Europe's most advanced digital printers, and we're looking to do a print on demand. So thinking about it ethically as well. Buy off the website or Amazon, and it will just be sent and printed and then sent.
And being sort of ethical is quite important to you, isn't it? Because
it is very important.
You're a big keen
absolutely.
conservationist, like we talked about last time.
Yes.
Is there anything new come of that particular part?
Only one thing. I mean, we're now working with a new charity in Mexico called Amistad Briticana Mexicano, which is basically a charity that was set up. So the great earthquake in Mexico in the 60s, destroyed an awful lot of the city, and they were set up a year after that. So we'll be working with Amistad. They work with education, healthcare all over Mexico. Yeah. So I was very lucky to go and visit one of their schools that they have in their projects the last time I was over there. So, a really nice project, and I want to show that I'm also thinking about the countries that I sell to, what are the problems that are affecting those places.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, great. Well, Lou, it was genuinely nice to see you, as
thank
always.
you.
Thanks for coming down and catching up with
us.
us.
Not at all.
Looking forward to seeing the recipe book.
Yeah, definitely.
And the new durian chocolate, if it ever gets made. I hope it does. I hope you've managed to do something with the smell.
Yeah, I'm sure we can do something.
Well, great to see you, Louis.
No, fantastic.
Take care.
Cheers. Thanks.
Cheers.